Gorilla Tag is VR's biggest game ever, making over $100 million in revenue. But Gorilla Tag is in danger, and the game could die soon. Let me explain. Before I talk about why I think Gorilla Tag could die, I just need to say that Gorilla Tag is not dying at all. If you look at the player base online right now, it's like 3 times the amount as 2 years ago, and the updates have gotten better from 2 years ago, so I just want to say that the game is not dying at all. But if Gorilla Tag continue to do what I'm gonna say, then I feel like the game could die. I know in the intro I said Gorilla Tag's updates have gotten better, and they have gotten better. I'm gonna bring back the 2-year thing. I'm gonna bring that up a lot, so just bear with me because I'm gonna mention 2 years ago a lot. 2 years ago, these were the updates that were put out.
Rainy. Okay, interesting. We have a yellow raincoat for 2,000 shiny rocks. A rain hat for 2,000. Rain boots for 4,000 shiny rocks. And it looks like we also get cloudy boots for 4,000 as well as golden ones for 5,000. Then we get 3 Easter badges, which are just cute tiny monkeys. Oh my goodness, 3,000 shiny rocks is too much for a badge. Finally, we get 1 Easter egg hat for 2,000 shiny rocks.
It was basically just cosmetics. For the 1% of people that are saying that was part 1 of the update, I know. Next update, he added weather, but still, technically, what I just showed is 1 update. And here is the newest update.
Oh my god. Oh!
Wait, what?
A revamped map, new cosmetics, and a new map. Now, more content in an update isn't necessarily bad, but Gorilla Tag is supposed to be a simple game. It's just supposed to be tagging people and just having fun. But the game is just more complicated than 2 years ago. 2 years ago, it was just a couple maps, and I kinda liked it that way. Gorilla Tag is just changing too much from what it originally was, and that just doesn't make it seem like Gorilla Tag anymore. Now, this really isn't that big of an issue, because it's mostly just nostalgia, but again, what isn't nostalgia is that Gorilla Tag should just be a simple game, not all of this new map, new game mode stuff. Wait, before I talk about the next reason, I just want to say that 98% of the people that watch my channel aren't subscribed. I'm trying to get to 10K by the end of the year, so if you could subscribe, that would help me a lot. Obviously, you don't have to, but it would mean a lot to me and help me out a lot. Gorilla Tag's community. Now, Gorilla Tag's community always had like that bad assumption to it, but in these last couple months, the community has gotten a lot worse. I'm not gonna name names, but if you've been in the community, you know what some of these things are. Faking deaths, just being just dumb, and I don't understand why it's gotten worse now out of any time. 2 years ago, it was literally just 2 or 3 people that were just really hated. That's for any game, but Gorilla Tag has just gotten worse, and I don't understand why. This is definitely worse than the updates, but there are still some things that I think could kill the game more, so let's just stop talking about this and just go to the next thing. The clickbait has gotten a little better. A couple months ago, it was like really bad. It's still bad now, but not as bad as a couple months ago. Glitches have always been in Gorilla Tag. Ever since the beginning of the game, there's always been like a glitch to get out of the map, to get on top of the map, stuff like that. But in this most recent update, Gorilla Tag has not fixed any glitches. 2 weeks after City Revamp update, I still see people outside the map. First lobby is crazy. Multiple people. 3, that's crazy. And I don't know if Gorilla Tag doesn't know about it. I don't know why they wouldn't, or they just don't care about fixing it. That's really bad, because that was one of the first lobbies I got into. And if Gorilla Tag continues to not care about their glitches, then there's gonna be really bad glitches that will definitely break the game. So yeah, it's not very good. I'm gonna keep this part short. I've made a Discord server, so if you want to get in lobbies with me, see sneak peeks for upcoming videos, or you just want to talk to people, join the link in the description. This reason is completely different from the community reason. That was number 2, because the community section was just about controversy. This section is just about YouTubers quitting and leaving, because a lot have either quit, taken a break, or just left completely in the last 2 months. I'm gonna be going over most of them, the big ones mostly, that have just completely quit. it. And this is a really big issue because one of the reasons that Gorilla Tag is big is because of its content. And if no one has Gorilla Tag content to watch, then people will obviously not want to watch the game, and then the game won't get as popular. So yeah, that really sucks. So the first person we're talking about is VMT, and 2 weeks ago he said this. He's not completely leaving. There's a video, if you want to go watch it, I'll leave it in the description, about him just talking about him leaving just for like a month or so. I mean, this still counts as like quitting for a little bit, and he says he'll be back soon, so he didn't completely quit, but he still quit for a little bit. The next person we're gonna be talking about is La Savage Boy. He basically just makes Gorilla Tag controversy videos, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that for a bad reason, but with the amount of drama videos he makes, he made a video, 13-minute video, on why he doesn't like Gorilla Tag, and he's basically quitting Gorilla Tag. If you go to his community section, he has this whole thing. You could pause if you want to read it, but I'm not going to be reading it because there's a lot to say here. But just to sum it up, there's a bunch of reasons that I've already listed. So yeah, he like 90% is just completely leaving Gorilla Tag because basically of just the reasons I've said. And this video does a very good job explaining the reasons I have said in more detail. So I will be leaving this video in the description as well. So this is another person that has just left or taken a break. Not many YouTubers have quit, which is why I made it a completely different section from the community section. But I feel like if Gorilla Tag continues just to do all this bad stuff, many of the big YouTubers could quit. But the next reason I feel could completely kill Gorilla Tag if it does well. You'll understand what I'm saying in a second. If you don't know what Oron Drift is, another Axiom, the development team that made Gorilla Tag, is making a new game, and Oron Drift is basically just Echo VR, but like better. Probably not in memories, but just genuinely and probably Oron Drift has better servers. I'm pretty sure it's like 200 players or something in a single server. In the background right now, you can see what is happening. It's blurred, but I'll unblur it in a second so you can see what it's actually about. It's just a trailer, and there's probably many more things that will be added, but this is all we know about the game right now. And the reason I think Oron Drift could completely kill Gorilla Tag is if Oron Drift does very well, they will obviously start updating it more, and I think another Axiom is a development team with about 10 to 15. If I'm wrong, I'll just put the number on the screen. But if Oron Drift starts to do better than Gorilla Tag, they will stop updating Gorilla Tag as often to update Oron Drift, and that could completely kill Gorilla Tag if there's no updates. If you remember or didn't play, in the music update when it first came out, the game wasn't updated for like 2 months because Lemming's dad was sick, and at the time he was a solo developer, and this update issue could happen again if Oron Drift does very well. So, in conclusion, what could happen to Gorilla Tag? Well, I really hope the game doesn't die. This is one of my favorite games ever, and my favorite VR game ever, but if Gorilla Tag continues to do the things I've talked about, then the game could definitely die. Oron Drift could definitely kill the game if it does well. So that was how I think Gorilla Tag could die. Thank you for watching, and bye.